All right, everyone, welcome back, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report. I am Emerson Hipp, and with me, as always, my co-host, Mr. Gates Emoji. It is the first Overreaction Tuesday of the NFL season. Are you ready?
That's exactly what I was going to say if I started off this show. So, I'm ready.
All right.
I've been ready. I hope the fans are ready.
They should be. I mean, it was a hell of a first week of football.
I wouldn't put it that way, but we will get to that.
Yeah. There was actually a lot of weirdness in the NFL this first week. But yes, we will get to that. How are you? How was your weekend?
Good. Weekend was good. Went to the Sacramento Antique Fair.
In Sacramento, right?
I went there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Went to support Ashley Small. She has her own little kind of business now.
Yeah.
It was her first time being at the Sacramento Antique Fair. And it was cool. It reminded me of being at work.
Yeah.
Because of all the weird things that people are trying to sell to you and stuff.
Yeah.
But the difference between thrift shops and antique fairs is antique stuff
It's a little pricier.
tends to cost more.
Yeah.
Found some really cool cowboy stuff, none of it really fit. I found a starter jacket. That was a Cowboys one.
Okay.
And I really thought about getting it. I didn't even bother asking the guy because I think I would say easily it would have been like $75.
Yeah.
And I already have one that's it's not a starter brand. But I didn't want to spend on another jacket that I don't need.
Right.
You know how many jackets and coats that I have that I don't wear? Too many.
Yeah.
I did see this really cool Troy Aikman mesh jersey, like an older one. It was
Nice.
too small for me though.
Okay.
I would have bought that. It was my size.
Right.
But I think you would have liked it. There was a lot of places that were selling jerseys and the cool band shirts and all that.
Okay. Like some good throwback band shirts.
It was also in the parking lot of the old Arco Arena / Sleep Train Arena.
Yeah, it was Sleep Train for a minute.
Where the Sacramento Kings played.
Yeah.
And this thing is demolished. It looks sad.
Yeah.
It looks almost as sad as the Kings franchise. It's just weird looking at it. 'Cause like I saw my best concert ever that I've been to at that arena.
And that was who?
Slipknot, 2009.
Really?
I was like in the 8th grade. I was 14.
And you were just jacked.
Went with my uncle. Went with my mom. Went with Jeremy. End of the show, we're walking out. The drumstick. He throws the drumstick, hits my back.
I think I remember the story.
I look behind. I probably said it before. I look down. The drumstick's on the floor. I grab it real quick, put it up my sleeve because I know if I'm waving back, someone's gonna try to take it.
Right. That's awesome. I do remember that story.
It was kind of sad, and I've been to a couple, maybe 1 or 2 Kings games. I went to a Warriors Kings game in Sacramento.
Oh, right.
Went to overtime. I remember the Warriors ended up winning. But it was a great game.
Yeah.
We went to Hooters after, which was funny. It was kind of sad seeing that. You know, I understand the Kings have a great new stadium that I do want to go to eventually. I think we all probably want to go to.
I walked right by it.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they didn't kind of keep it how Oracle or old Oracle.
Yeah, use it as an event center.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, they could use Golden One, so why would you? I guess. Maybe
they're gonna. I'm sure they have plans for that space.
I gotta say, the coolest thing that had me shook at this antique fair was this guy. I didn't even know where he was. Like I didn't know because you can't really tell who's running the whole thing or running each spot.
Right.
And I'm walking past and I see this. It's a Nirvana poster that's framed. But like in the middle of it is I think it's a used drum head from Dave Grohl, and it's signed by all 3 of them.
Oh, that's tight.
But here's the thing: there was no like certificate of authenticity on it. I didn't even bother asking the guy the price. I'm thinking the low bar was $500.
Right.
Easy.
That's pretty cool.
It wouldn't surprise me if he was asking $1,000 for it.
Yeah.
You know. And I should have asked.
Yeah.
Devin was like, "You should ask the price," and I did, and I should have.
Yeah.
Not that I would have.
If it's legit, that's pretty sweet.
If it was, I think my low bar on that, absolute lowest, I'd probably go is like $200, which.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
I
mean, me coming home with that, I'd be so stoked. If it's real, it's like the coolest thing ever. The coolest thing I own.
Yeah.
But if I buy it for $200 or whatever, and I go to a
authenticator.
Yeah, authenticator.
Yeah.
And he says it's fake, I'm pissed.
Right.
So I was like, whoa! Like if this is actually signed by all 3 of them, that's
pretty sweet.
Obviously, it's more about the Kurt Cobain factor in it, but that was by far the coolest thing I saw.
Nice.
Whether it be real or fake, you know, I'd like to think it was real, so I'll stick with that.
There you go.
How was your weekend?
Good. I gotta say, my only memory, actually, the only time I ever went to Arco Arena was for the Harlem Globetrotters.
I saw them in San Jose.
Is that right? It was entertaining.
Who'd you go there with?
I went with, I think my Uncle Mike and Aunt Elizabeth.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I went with Nico and his parents.
Nice.
I remember having a little mini Harlem Globetrotters basketball
Okay.
that might have gotten signed by some of them. 'Cause I remember after the game or whatever, the show,
Yeah.
you could like wait in line. They're all signing stuff. I don't know if I waited to get mine signed, but I remember getting a basketball, like a little rubber one.
Yeah. Yeah, those are entertaining shows, if you will, games.
Yeah.
My weekend was good. Got together with the little bit of the old Dover crew for.
There you go.
Actually, I guess the full Dover crew that was there at the end.
Yeah.
For football. Watched the Niners lose in very disappointing fashion.
Oh, they lost.
Yeah, they lost. We're gonna get to that. Don't you worry.
I know.
But yeah, that was nice. And then watched the Monday night game downtown, the darts.
I saw darts on Sunday.
Yeah,
No. Yeah, I did.
for a quick minute.
Literally a quick second. It's good seeing him.
Yeah, we gotta have him back. I feel like he's good for football season.
I feel like he's really good on this show. I like
Yeah.
this. Not to say Garrett wasn't. I liked having Garrett on last week.
Yeah.
Also, it's just us two.
Right. Yeah. No guests this week.
No guests this week.
First time in a few weeks.
Yeah. That's probably the first time we have guests back to back in a while.
Yeah. Absolutely. Honestly, I can't believe we've had 3 guests at this house already, because I felt like that was gonna like kind of lower the.
It was
You
going to
know,
be a little more, not difficult, but probably
Just different.
less appealing.
Yes.
And I don't mean that as a shot to your parents, because
Right.
we appreciate them having us and other people.
I think it's just easy to come over to Dover House, where it's kind of it was the party house.
I would like to think your parents understand where we're coming from.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but remember, we did have a goal of having, I think, was it 3 new people on this show?
Yes. None of them are new yet, but
No.
yeah.
But it's still
Yeah.
doable.
Yeah.
Still very doable.
But yeah, what are we drinking right now, Gage?
We are drinking a concoction that you said was in between a vodka Collins and a gin something.
It's in between a Tom Collins and
Tom
a
Collins.
mojito.
I was way off.
Yeah.
The garnish should give it away, right?
Yeah. Basically, it's a Tom Collins, which I use gin, not vodka.
I shouldn't even answer the question. That was terrible by me.
And I just put some mint in it.
It tastes good.
Yeah, nice and refreshing.
Absolutely.
I was feeling something light and refreshing today, and that's what I came up with.
And on deck we have Scrimshaw, underrated beer,
I didn't think I liked it, but I've been drinking it a lot more recently. It's nice Pilsner.
and the best beer ever,
classic.
Sierra Nevada Pale Ale in the bottle, which I like.
So if we did our power rankings right now, would that be number 1?
Yeah. For me, I love Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
It's a good one. It's
And
classic.
then, of course, if we're getting into it,
Yes, there could be some interesting stuff on deck.
we got the Kirkland brand Tequila Silver.
That bottle is just, it looks
You
deadly.
can kill somebody with this.
Yeah, for real.
So what do we got going on today?
So, MLB's got some rule changes coming for 2023 that we've discussed in the past, but they're going to implement them for sure next year.
I cannot wait to hear your.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one. And we've talked about them before, but
We
yeah.
have.
And then we got a few other baseball notes as
But
well.
these baseball ones they're official.
Yes,
It's gonna happen.
It's going to happen next year. Got a few other baseball notes to get to. We actually had a really entertaining week of college football. I know you don't get to watch college football much, but a lot of good games this week. A lot of close ones. Big upsets too, especially in the top 10.
Could have been there was almost more upsets.
There was more, yes, almost more. You're right. And then of course week 1 of the NFL.
Oh man.
That's going to be.
Do we
start
have
of the
to?
show.
Do we have to talk about it?
And we did throw in a little Q&A as a part of the football segment, so we'll see how that goes.
Yes, I think we're thinking about
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there.
Okay.
What the goal is with this.
keep the people waiting. I
Yeah,
like it. Keep
yeah.
the people waiting.
Make them listen.
Or that.
But first, let's talk about the MLB rule changes for 2023. The first one being the pitch clock that will be 15 seconds between catch. I believe it's when the pitcher catches the ball from the catcher. The 15 seconds will start before he needs to start throwing his next pitch, and then and that's with no runners on base, and then with 20 seconds with runners on base.
What is your thought on this?
I think the numbers are really, like, the seconds are really low. I would have expected something more like 20 with runners with no one on base, and maybe 25.
15 seems quick.
It seems really quick. I will say I don't mind the idea of speeding up the game, although I don't like to artificially speed up the game necessarily, but I do like when the pace is a little bit, swifter.
I'm confused. I get it. I understand why baseball's trying to do this, but why are they appeasing people that don't really care about watching baseball? Because
Right.
I could watch a full game of baseball, no problem.
Yeah, yes,
And I know you're the same way.
yeah, I have nothing against the speed of the game. There are times where it's like you get those relievers that come in and they take like 35 seconds between pitches, and you're like, come on, let's go. But so I would like to see that go away, which that's going to happen. But I feel like they could have gone a little more lenient on these numbers and still sped up the game, quite frequently, or But yeah. The other thing though is that they've been doing this in the minor leagues for a while, so a lot of the guys that are coming up, they're going to be used to this anyways.
Okay.
So it's not really going to change much. But yeah, I think I have nothing against this rule, really.
Especially when I'm at a baseball game, I want to be there for as long as I can for how much I'm paying for tickets, drinks, food.
Right. Yeah.
I'm okay with staying there because you know why? I've spent my day
Yeah.
devoted to being here.
Yeah. Well, that's a interesting point too, because me and Danny went to a game early in the season that was like, I think it might have been less than 2 hours long.
I remember listening to it on the radio, and we were doing a show that same day, and
Yeah.
it was perfect because
Yeah.
you got home at the exact time that you should have been.
Right.
Or probably even sooner.
Well, way sooner than
And
we should.
we still made it work.
Yeah.
It was cool, like the quickest game I've ever can remember
Right.
the Giants having.
But at the same time, I was like, damn, I feel like I didn't get my money's worth because
Exactly.
it just was gone like that.
Exactly.
So I don't mind a 3-hour baseball game. I think there is an issue when you have games that are 3.5 hours when they shouldn't be, but yeah, I think this was not totally necessary, but I understand what they're doing.
And I understand the other side too. Like, let's say you're a parent, you have kids, and you're at like a Tuesday night game.
Right.
Gotta get them home.
Yeah.
Or your kid is younger than
Yeah.
probably 5, and he just wants to run around.
Yeah.
And you're tired of running
And you're
around.
just sitting there, for 3 hours.
But also, you should know who your kid is, and don't take them to this kind of game if they don't
Right.
appreciate it.
And of
So-
course, this whole rule is trying to keep the action more constant, because realistically, people that are in our generation, and even the one below us, or I guess you're technically a Gen Z, right?
I never know. I feel like it always changes every time I look at it.
Yeah.
I think I'm a Gen Zer.
Yeah,
I
I
really
think you
I
are.
really don't care.
But anyways.
I know I appreciate
Yeah,
baseball.
people around our age or even a little bit younger don't seem to have the same attention span when it comes to sports as traditionalists do. So
And I think this is what makes baseball so special, because it's one of those. Is it the only sport
it doesn't have a
that
clock.
doesn't have a clock?
Yeah,
There's no time. You can take as long as, or you can take as long as you want,
yeah.
and that's just what makes it kind of cool.
Yeah, I heard a guy make an interesting point about this recently, that, like, people want to speed up the game and do this pitch clock thing or whatever, but don't you love those moments where it's like bases loaded in the 8th inning or something and the game's on the line, and, the intensity is just building, in between every
Yeah.
pitch,
Like the pitcher borderline. The
Yeah.
pitcher borderline doesn't want to throw
Like,
a pitch.
why do we want to speed up those moments, Let's make those ones, let's cherish those moments for longer, but
Exactly.
yeah, this one I don't hate, but I think it was a little. I think the 15 seconds just has me a little questioning it. The second one is the shift restrictions that they're putting in place. There will be a minimum of 4 infielders that must have both feet on the infield dirt,
Okay.
and then also there must be at least 2 infielders on each side of second base. So technically, you can have more than 4 infielders for those special situations where there's you're down to your last chance with the bases loaded or something, and the defense just needs to keep the ball in the infield.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically they're taking away that ability to have an overshift, so you can't have a bunch of guys on one side of especially the situations where it's a bunch of guys in right field, or like a second baseman playing deep in right field. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
There's also another part of this where you can't have an infielder switch sides of the diamond in an inning, which is interesting.
So like third base couldn't go to second base.
I guess the goal was to not be able to say, like, you got Nolan Arenado is like the best third baseman. You can't go, like, you got a left-handed hitter up now. You can't go put him at second base now for that.
What if he played second base prior to that other at bat?
I think you could. From what I gathered is that you have wherever you start the inning, you got to stay there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of this. I think I don't really get it.
It's
To me this is kind of baseball wanting, players to kind of pad stats.
I see where you're coming from. They definitely want more base hits.
Want more base hits.
They're trying to play it a little differently than that, but they definitely want more base hits.
I guess you could, like, let's say lefties up, second base could go just a little further.
Oh, they can
closer to first base, so which would be essentially a
little bit of a shift. Yeah, you're gonna still see that, and you could still see the shortstop play one step to the left of second base. That's gonna happen for sure.
So thinking about it again, I guess it's not all bad.
Yeah,
because all these managers are gonna figure out ways to kind of
totally
go through the white lines and the
right.
rules. So.
Right.
I mean, I want to see how it goes, and I think overall, MLB is they know what they're doing. It'll be fine.
They're definitely doing this for the entertainment factor. I don't like messing with someone's ability to use their knowledge and strategy, to try and win games. Yeah. But it's a rule, so whatever. They're still going to use their strategies and whatnot to try and win games. Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I don't love tweaking the game too much, and I feel like at first I was in favor of the 3-batter minimum rule. Mm-hmm. I'm a little iffy on it now, but that one's definitely not going away. But yeah, I mean, I know they're trying to improve the game. They want to bring back the intentions of normal, traditional baseball, which whatever. If you want to be that way, be that way. Yeah. Then they're trying to present it as like, oh, now the infielders will get to actually show off their athleticism because of this. I'm like, I guess like they didn't get to be athletic before. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of BS, but however you want to present it, whatever. The last one is larger bases. The bases will be increased from 15 inches square to 18 inches square. And this is supposedly expected to be safer, particularly on plays at first base, which I don't really know what 3 inches does to make things that much safer, but I see where they're coming from.
This one, I understand what you're saying, but this one to me just is like meh.
Yeah,
meh.
It's whatever.
Like
it really doesn't change much.
I don't really care.
Yeah, this one's not huge. I mean, I'm always for player safety. So
does that mean home plate's gonna be?
Home plate is the only thing that's not being changed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think they actually are doing this less so for the safety. I mean, they're doing it for the safety for sure, but I think they think that this will increase base stealing, or encourage base stealing, because you're now 6 inches closer to each base in total. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Or I don't know if it's exactly 6, but it's like 4.5.
To make the game more appealing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, base stealing has gone down a lot over the last, even 20 years. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you're encouraging base stealing, that's more action.
And do you think these rules will stay intact for a long time?
I do not see any of these going away. The only one, I could see the pitch clock maybe changing a little bit if there's some complaints about it being too short. Yeah. But that's the only one I see being tweaked. I think these will all stay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like the shift restriction thing is like, I'm gonna get used to it. It doesn't sound great right now, but when we're watching baseball, we're not gonna care anymore.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah. All we want to watch is baseball.
Yeah. Nobody likes change, but once you get used to it, it's like, okay, whatever. Yeah. It's fine. Other MLB news: the Dodgers clinched a playoff berth with 22 games remaining. It's not really surprising that they've done this.
But that's just that seems ridiculous. 22 games left and they've already clinched a spot.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, they've.
Yeah, but no, it's not a shock.
Yeah, they played great. They're on pace for 112 wins.
They're this is an all-time season.
Which would be 2 or 3 behind.
Yeah, I think the Mariners won 116.
Okay. So it's still in play.
Yeah, and they're going to clinch the division today, so they'll do that with a Padres loss or a win. Wow. Which is also incredible.
That's insane.
You know what's funny? Did you see that Major League Baseball reported that they had clinched the division or clinched a playoff spot before they actually had?
No, the Dodgers?
The Dodgers, yeah.
Wow.
Which is weird. I mean, they really had clinched a spot for like probably weeks, if you're being realistic. Yeah. But I guess they realized there was a way that they could still not make the playoffs technically, but it was going to take a miracle.
They probably could have.
They would have to lose every game.
First game of the season, they probably could have said, Dodgers are making.
Yeah, let's just put the X next to them.
Yeah, put the X next to them. They're making.
They're in. So. But yeah, what a season they've had. Been pretty unbelievable.
So enough of them.
Yeah.
our boy Albert Pujols got 2 more home runs since our last episode. He's now at 697. He passed A-Rod for 4th all time, which I know baseball loves that.
Yep. I didn't see what he did today. I know he flew out once, but I don't believe he hit another one. I feel like we would have heard about it.
So there's 2 things that I want to happen, which we've talked about.
Yep.
This happening, or him getting 700.
Yep.
And the next thing we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But how can you not love this for Albert Pujols?
Oh, it's amazing.
I told you, I can't even believe how well he's playing right now.
I think what makes it even cooler is that it didn't seem remotely possible at the All-Star break, and he's just gone on a tear.
And how many home runs has he hit this season?
So I think he had to hit 21 to get there. So that means he's at 18.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff.
I'm rooting for him so hard.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think out of anybody in any sport right now.
Yeah.
But
Big
coming in at a close second is, well, soon to be our boy Aaron Judge, because he's going to be a Giant.
Yeah.
He's hit 2 more home runs tonight. Now it's 57 on the season with 20 games remaining.
Yeah.
He's on pace for 65, which would break Roger Maris's American League record.
Yep. By a long shot. Because he got 61.
By 4.
That's a pretty big.
That's pretty big margin.
Yeah. No one's really approached it in a long time, so.
I don't think has anyone hit 60 since
Barry Bonds, no.
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 Or since Bonds, McGuire, and Sosa, right?
Bonds was the last one to do it when he did his 73. Because I don't think anyone did that after.
It's still unbelievable to me that Barry Bonds hit over 50 home runs once, and he hit 73.
I know, right?
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I love that.
Well, it's funny because obviously there was the period where people think he wasn't juicing, so he was under 50 all that time. And then he had that 73 season, and then no one pitched to him anymore.
Yeah.
And he still was hitting 40 plus.
I think you would agree that these 2 stories are. I think everybody's rooting for this.
They're
Baseball's rooting for it. Fans are rooting for it.
I think they're driving interest in baseball right now because, I mean, and maybe my bias is in effect because I'm a Giants fan, but the Giants,
We got nothing.
they're bringing me no emotions right now. We're done with them.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we got to look forward to, unless you are a fan of a playoff team. But
Your boy Mike Trout streak of consecutive games with a home run came to an end yesterday, unfortunately, at 7 games.
that was today, actually.
Oh, today.
Yeah. Well, I guess technically yesterday was the last game of the streak.
8 would have tied the MLB record, which I didn't even know that he had 7 in a row.
Well, I knew he had like 5, and then I guess I missed a couple days, and then realized coming today that he was going to tie the record.
So how many home runs does he have on the season?
He's got 35 now.
Wow.
Yeah, which is like
was he hurt?
he was hurt for a long time. Yeah, he's missed like at least 20 plus games.
That man just makes it look easy.
Dude.
I'll tell you.
I just wanted to point this out because I don't want anyone to forget that he's still the man, and maybe the greatest player of all time. Maybe just throwing that out there.
Okay.
I'm just throwing out there that him and DeGrom could be the best players at their sides of the field.
I was just gonna
ever.
say, don't forget about
Could
DeGrom
be,
too.
could be.
be.
And DeGrom did actually get touched by the Cubs today. That's a shocker, but touched, not lit up. Touched.
What pitcher doesn't get touched up a little bit?
Not
I bet you every great pitcher. I bet you Koufax.
They all.
Noah Ryan played for 1,000 years. He got touched.
Bob Gibson had a year where his ERA was like a little bit over 1. He had to get touched once.
Yeah. So, also mentioning our Giants, they extended Wilmer Flores for 2 more seasons.
Yeah, he's coming back. I like
I
Wilmer.
like Wilmer a lot.
Mr. Friends.
Yeah.
Every single time he comes up to bat, the Friends song plays.
Oh yeah. And I clap every time.
Yeah. I love too, like when you're watching on TV and you hear it, you're like, "Oh, Wilmer's coming up."
Yeah. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Can you name who sings the Friends theme song?
Yeah, I've seen it before, but I don't know it off the top of my
The
head.
Remembrance.
The Remembrance. All right.
And they get cashed out, I'm sure, every time that plays on a TV
Hell yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Yeah, Wilmer's been I feel like he's been a low key fan favorite of the Giants.
Yeah. When I listen to the radio, they think he's going to win the Willie Mack Award this year.
I'd love to see that happen, and maybe that's why they extended him. Who knows? But good for him.
Yeah. Let's not treat him like the Mets and trade him and he cries. I don't want that.
Shit.
That wasn't cool.
Yeah.
But it's a business.
Well, you realize what happened though. He actually didn't get traded.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's wild.
I just remember him like really emotional because that's the team that he came up with, and
apparently he like didn't even like think of ever changing team. Like it just wasn't in his mind that could happen.
So you know that he is the type of guy when he's somewhere he wants to be there. He wants to commit there.
Right. All about commitment.
And he's low key. I like that. He's low key and he produces.
You know, it's funny. Like I was thinking about him, and I feel like he's probably the one guy on the team that, if he comes up in a big spot, you actually feel relatively confident.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone else on the team that
Absolutely.
that I think is going to come up big.
I would rock a Wilmer Flores jersey. Number 41.
It's a weird number.
Little Dirk Nowitzki vibes.
Little,
I'm cool
little
with that.
Jeremy Affeldt.
There we go. Okay. Okay.
Dirk Nowitzki, yeah. Dirk's a much better representative of the number 41. But hey, Affeldt 0 runs allowed as a Giant in playoff history.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
I'm pretty. I got to fact check myself on that, but I'm pretty sure that's
And
true.
he was on all three of those teams that won the championship.
That's correct. Yes.
So he pitched in
Yeah.
those games.
He was the man.
Wow, that's impressive.
Just gonna do a little confirmation here.
Yeah, let us know. I gotta know that.
All right, I'm a liar. But in
Okay.
oh, it was in 2012 that he gave up no runs, and he pitched a lot of innings that postseason. He pitched like looks like about 10 innings that postseason as a reliever. So
I mean, if he gave up no runs, put him
I didn't realize
in the hall.
Oh, you know, he had a streak. That's what, because he didn't give up any runs in 2014 either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he did give up 2 runs in the 2010 run.
Still pretty impressive given the fact that you're playing some of the best players in the playoffs.
That's right, and he was just kind of another guy. It seemed like lefty specialist.
Yes. So we'll take it.
Yep. You ready for college football?
Yeah.
So I know you didn't watch much, but I will fill you in if you want. What game did you watch this week? I know you watched BYU and Baylor, which we're going to talk about here in a second.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched a little bit of the Arizona game. I watched the late games. I probably shouldn't admit this, but at work I was kind of watching the
I'm having fun.
Alabama Texas.
That game
Texas
was
one.
freaking awesome.
I had to see the end of it.
Yeah,
So-
for sure.
Bryce Young, future Cowboy, will he made it work, which we'll get to later.
Yeah, putting in work in his new home state.
Exactly. Hey. Exactly. That's the best way you could have put it. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so let's get into it. There were 3 top 10 upsets this week. Marshall, the Randy Moss game.
Shout out Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, Marshall upset Notre Dame 26-21.
Oh, dude, Notre Dame's done.
Yeah, toast. And their quarterback, I think, got hurt in the game.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. We also had Appalachian State pulling another top 10 upset
Maybe
in their history.
A&M.
17-14. And then BYU beat Baylor, like we mentioned earlier, in double overtime.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is where my bold prediction's gonna come in.
Yeah.
I got one for Steve Young's alma mater.
His great
His great grandfather's university.
Look at the mouth of this bottle.
It's about as big as this shot glass.
It's bigger. That's huge.
Yeah, that's a unit. Yeah, it's a tad smaller.
Jeez.
Oh, that smells foul. So I was looking at BYU's schedule,
Yes.
and they have some tough games on it, but winnable in my opinion. Notre Dame's on the schedule, Arkansas is on the schedule, and there was one other semi-tough game against a team that's not ranked right now, and then Stanford to finish the season actually. But I think BYU is going to go to the playoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
Wow.
I think they're going to go undefeated and make it to the playoff.
I like that. That's pretty good. I'm okay
Cheers
with
to
that.
that.
Wow. BYU, Brigham Young, huh?
I'm probably out of my fucking mind for that prediction, but
But we like that.
we're going for it.
We like that around here.
It's going to give me also.
How's that shot?
I feel like
How's that shot taste?
It was not good. I just gleeked.
Love it.
I feel like it's going to give me something to follow into college football this year.
Yes.
So I'll be watching BYU until they lose.
So here's where I'm going to go with all this college football upsets. And Alabama almost got upset,
I did.
like we said, right?
Right.
Yeah. So last week you said that the college football playoff, it expanding to 12 teams, was actually could be good for college football. And I think what happened this last weekend supports what you've said. So, I think...
Just throwing
No,
it.
I think after that I was like, that motherfucker Emerson was right again. Love you. Love
Well,
you to death.
I do think there's just been some weirdness so far in these first few weeks of college football. So I don't know. I don't want to say that that's a definitive, correct statement by me. But
I just thought it was fitting for
yeah,
what
it
happened
Was,
and
it was
what you
ironic.
said.
Yeah,
So,
at the very least, it was ironic.
it kind of gave me some hope. Like, you know what? Maybe 12 can work.
I think it has a chance, and it's going to take some time for teams or schools to do their recruiting but I do think it could help balance things out. We'll see. We'll see though.
I like it.
Yeah.
First person I thought it was you when that happened. So I was like, that Emerson, he's got something going.
Yep. I also predicted that fucking Niners monsoon.
What happened to your Cardinal this week?
We'll get there. We'll talk about the best games of the week, other than the ones we already mentioned. Tennessee beat Pittsburgh in overtime, 34-27. That was one of the ranked matchups this week.
Yeah.
Also, Wisconsin with the upset, Washington State with the upset over Wisconsin, 17-14. Texas Tech beat Houston 33-30 in double overtime. A lot of overtime this week.
Yeah. And
then number 20 Kentucky beat Florida, who was number 12 in their yard, 26-16. And then of course the Alabama-Texas game was 2019. This game was honestly, when I was watching Texas, they looked like the better team at every position other than quarterback. And part of that was because of I can't remember his name.
The quarterback got hurt.
Yeah, early in the game.
Which I missed. I did not know that until later on.
And the guy that came in was doing okay, and then he even got hurt and played hurt for the rest of the game.
Jeez.
It's amazing that they almost won. But of course, you give Bryce Young enough time to move the ball down the field, he's going to get it done.
One of the biggest things I like about college football is the fact that I can watch a game at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. And at 9 in the morning.
9 in the morning and 10 at night.
Yeah.
Because the NFL, Sunday night, Monday night, it ends at 9:30 maybe.
Sunday night now, it'll probably more like 8:30.
Yeah.
For us.
And obviously it's not going to be a great game. It's going to be a Pac-12 game. We know the Pac-12's ass.
Right. But it's still something. I mean, that BYU and Baylor game was great.
It was.
And it finished at like 11:15.
And the Arizona game, I think we texted about it. I'm like, the fourth quarter just started.
Yeah,
it was like
ridiculous.
11 o'clock.
It was 11, yeah.
Which, does that mean there it's 12? Or
I want to say they're on the same time as us, right?
Okay.
But yeah.
That's what I do like about college football. Well, among many things. But I like how, I could get off work, watch a couple games, kind of wind down. Or if we're like doing something, if we're at a bar.
Well, and when you get off work, it's right when the primetime game starts
Exactly.
too, which is nice. Yeah. I don't remember who was on at that point. Was that
Was it
the Florida game? I think, yeah. But yes, college football has a lot of great things about it. Yeah. There's some really terrible things about it too. Yeah. But
I was just laying in bed. I kind of didn't feel good on Saturday night. It was weird.
Yeah.
But watching that Baylor BYU game and then watching a little bit of Arizona, I was like, this is live football being played at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm on board with it.
I couldn't even believe that because BYU is an hour away from us. So that game actually finished past midnight.
Where do they play?
It's Utah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because
I was almost thinking, like when I was thinking about it at the time, I was like, are they 2 hours or they were just one? And I think it's just one.
Yeah.
But yes, college football all day, every day on Saturdays.
Yeah. Games to look forward to this week. Speaking of BYU, they play 25th ranked Oregon.
Oregon is who I forgot to mention, and I knew we were going to get to it. So that's another big game on their schedule. It's going to be a tough one. Oregon is favored in this game.
And this is at Oregon.
But I think Oregon's not good. I think they're getting ranked because of their name. I mean, they got fucking rolled. I know Georgia's good. Mm-hmm. They got absolutely rolled by Georgia.
Yeah.
I meant to check to see if Georgia got moved up to one. I don't think they did, though.
I mean, Georgia's also the national champ. They do lose a lot of players, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Right.
Also, Miami is playing 13th ranked Miami's playing 24th ranked A&M.
Yep. A&M looking to bounce back after their embarrassing loss.
So I'm guessing you're taking BYU against Oregon since you picked them to go to the playoff.
Yes. I'll take BYU for sure. I think A&M's going to win that game, though.
I can't take Oregon. I'll be biased. I'll take BYU.
There we go.
Miami, Texas A&M. Who you got?
I'm taking A&M. I think they're probably not as bad as that game they just played.
I think I'm going to take A&M too.
Yeah. And they're at home. They'll be back in their comfort zone. Mm-hmm. So Georgia did move up to number 1 in the AP rankings.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Alabama struggled.
Yeah, Alabama struggled. I was wondering if Texas moved in. They did. I had a feeling Texas would move up even with the loss, but they played well against a team that everyone loves, so no shocker there. Yeah. USC up to number 7.
Jeez, Colin Cowherd loves that.
Speaking of USC, not really, but Andrew Luck was honored at Sanford Stadium on Saturday for his induction into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Well deserved.
Yep. And they did play USC, so that's where that comes into play. Kind of fitting because Andrew Luck had some pretty awesome moments against USC. in his career, 3-0 as a player for Stanford against USC.
Was he there at that Matt Barkley game at USC when they beat him and they were ranked when USC was ranked like 2?
No, Matt Barkley was younger than Andrew Luck,
Okay.
so I don't think they were there at the
Is
same
that
time.
Hogan?
Yeah, I think that was Hogan. Fucking Matt.
I remember watching the game here.
Yeah, it was Hogan. You know what? It was Josh Nunez, and he lost his job like 2 weeks later to Kevin Hogan. Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah. Funny though. Do you remember? Were you here when we watched Stanford against USC play that like triple overtime game when Luck was there?
I think so.
I feel like there were some people over, but I can't remember.
I might have been. I remember watching the game against Oklahoma State here.
That was that was a
The
tough
Shank
one.
Williamson game.
Yeah, fucking Shank.
I remember watching that one.
That was rough.
I also remember not watching it here, but the Oregon-Stanford game at Stanford that you and Nick went to.
Yeah, yeah.
It was raining.
It did sprinkle, yeah.
I remember watching it at James's.
Yeah.
Apparently, I hung out with James back then.
That was fun. I mean, Stanford got their shit rocked that game, but that was fun.
It wasn't close?
Nah, not really. They lost by like 20.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Both teams scored a lot of points. I think it was like 50 to 30 something.
But Luck was there for that time.
Luck was there for that game. Yeah. Yeah, I actually never saw Andrew Luck play USC at home.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I never saw him play USC at all, if that's the case. I do remember, though, one play, you've probably seen a highlight of him when they're playing USC, running back for Stanford fumbles, USC guy picks it up, and Andrew Luck lays out the guy that picks up the fumble. It was hilarious.
Did he do that against Cal, too?
He was running with the ball and struck to safety.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
He was more of a specimen in college, I think, than people give him credit for.
He was good.
Yeah.
I can always say I saw Andrew. I mean, I know it doesn't mean much now because his NFL career wasn't what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. He still had a decent career in football, or NFL.
I mean, I can't imagine. But how good would he be right now?
I mean,
how good would the Colts be the past 4 years?
dude, the last year he played was his best year. He threw like 40 touchdown passes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in most years he'd be an MVP candidate, but I think Mahomes won it that year.
Because he would be the old dog in the AFC right now.
Yeah, he'd be. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he'd be the most veteran guy that was still relevant.
Yeah.
It sucks that he had to call it, but I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Because I think he was 29 the last year he played, which sucks because you see so many guys playing until they're 40 now.
A lot of courage for him to do that. It really is.
Yeah, and there's always the talk of maybe he'll come back, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. I would love to see him come back, but it's been too long, I think.
The Jim Harbaugh, Cowboys coach, and then Andrew Luck, the quarterback.
Shut it.
Can I just dream? Let me have this. It's all we got now.
Yeah.
It's all we got now.
Are you ready for some NFL football?
Overreaction Tuesday.
Here we come.
We're starting it now.
You want to go ahead?
Thursday Night Football was an absolute dud.
That sucked, yeah.
Well,
Actually, the first half was fine.
it was tied 10-10 .5, I believe.
Yes, it was. And the Bills should have been up probably by 3 scores at that point.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Rams looked incredibly sloppy and figuratively hungover.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't look good.
No, they did not play well.
They talk
at all.
about Super Bowl hangover. They looked like they
That was
literally had one.
that was the
like the
definition.
epitome
That was the definition
of having
for
a
sure.
Super Bowl hangover.
Oh,
And let me tell you, these Buffalo Bills, they are pissed. They want to.
They're coming for
They
it.
want to put you in the dirt, and they want to add more to that.
They played in the Super Bowl on Thursday.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
dude,
Even with how bad those turnovers were, they whooped some ass.
Yeah, Josh Allen, nice. Come to the Cowboys. I'm begging you.
Yeah. He's gonna be a Bill for life at this rate.
If they are dumb otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
he already got his extension, so
Yeah.
he's in line to be there for a good minute.
I bet you Josh Allen has a picture of Patrick Mahomes on a dartboard, and just I bet you he wants him so bad. It's like,
So you think them teaming up for the match was all play?
I forgot about that. Oh yeah. Hey, in the words of in Point Break, he wants him so bad it's like acid in his mouth. He wants him bad, and I think he's gonna get him.
Oh, the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. They're winning.
That's what he said.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
What's up with this?
No, I agree with that.
No,
one.
I don't want to.
I didn't agree with that one, so that's why I
Yeah.
did it. Yeah.
The Bills are gonna beat teams pretty bad this year,
Bills are on rampage. They're ready to do some damage.
and I'm glad.
They already did some damage.
I'm glad I picked them.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about that right now.
Yeah.
Feeling real good.
I don't necessarily feel bad about the Rams though going to the Super Bowl because I think the NFC is still weak. But that was clearly a bad showing. I mean, giving up 7 sacks, 3 picks by Stafford, not pretty. But we got plenty of season play.
Buffalo had 4 turnovers and they still won by 21 points.
That's what is shocking.
That's reminiscent of when Oregon lost to Ohio State in the college football playoff.
Yeah, a little bit. That's a good call.
You know, Matt Stafford, where were you?
Yeah, rough game.
You fucked my fantasy team. That's my first F-bomb of the episode, by the way. I was doing really good up until that point. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
Man, you're bringing fantasy into it too, huh?
Oh, this is Overreaction Tuesday, right?
You know what he thinks about your fantasy team? Fuck it.
What?
Matt Stafford.
Oh, dude. You got sacked 7 times.
Yeah, that was rough.
Not only did I have Matt Stafford, I was playing against Ashley, who had Buffalo's defense. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
That was a rough Thursday.
Really bad.
Yeah, they put up a number, didn't they?
They put up like 18.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
It wasn't pretty. Oh, man. I don't really want to talk about fantasy right now. I almost sent you a haul, borderline buzz last night for Travis Kelce.
Who's your tight end right now?
I got Kittle, but he didn't play this week.
Yeah, you're fucked. Overdraft.
Hey, not until you see my haul I'm going to send you for Travis Kelce.
Well, let's see it. Brett sent me Trevor Lawrence for Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I was like, is that how you say hello? Like, what are we doing
here? Yeah, that's cute. That's cute.
All right, let's start mixing in our questions here.
Yeah.
You want to go?
Oh, yeah, this one's from D-Stone901, a.k.a. Dylan Paul Padilla.
Dylan Padilla?
Oh, you know, his middle name's not Paul.
No way, it's Paul.
Anyways,
I feel like it's James, probably. My best guess.
Yeah. He asks, why are the Niners so painful to watch? I don't know, but I love it.
Yep, Niners lost to the Bears 19-10.
I actually didn't even watch this game. I was keeping up with it, but I didn't watch anything of it.
There was a steady rain throughout most of the game. And
you calling it rain?
And then in the fourth quarter, it turned into a fucking monsoon. It was outrageous. Yeah, I mean, Niners had chances to kind of pull away early in the game.
They were up 10-0 in this game.
Up 10-0 in the third quarter. They could have had a fumble in the red zone early in the game, so obviously that took points off the board. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I did say that I thought this was a losable game a couple weeks ago.
You did.
Although I didn't expect to see them perform the way they did. The rain was, certainly a factor, but both teams were playing in the same weather, so I can't make excuses about that. I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Trey Lance, what are we gonna do with him?" It's one game. The weather was ridiculous. I'm not gonna make too many judgments.
Even me being the ultimate Niner hater, I think you gotta let it. Yeah, it was a terrible weather game.
Right. I don't think you could really judge his performance.
Exactly.
He could have made more plays even when the weather was not, terrible. Whatever. They didn't, and they lost the game. I honestly, the Bears rode the biggest momentum wave they've probably had in the last 10 years of their franchise to win this game.
I was just gonna say, shout out to the Bears.
Yeah.
Bears and Bears fans.
Just hand it to them. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's one game. I hate to say it's one game because one game means a lot in a 17-game season, but move on to the next. We're going back home. It's going to be sunny in California next week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Are they playing the Seahawks in Santa Clara?
Yeah, they're at home, yeah.
So Trey Lance went 13 for 28. That's
rough stat line, yeah.
Rough
13,
stat.
only 164
yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. But they probably weren't. I mean,
they were. I would say at least 10 of those throws. Well, maybe not 10. At least 8 of those throws came when it was a torrential downpour. So
the completions?
No, just the attempts.
Oh, okay, got you.
And he did have a pretty bad pick where he kind of telegraphed it, but that was before it got out of hand.
Yeah. So you feeling all right though?
I mean, you already know this. I kept my expectations relatively low compared to probably most Thunder fans, and compared to your predictions as well. Yeah. I mean, I only had them winning 8 games, and that was really just a kind of putting it somewhere in the middle of where I thought they could be, because I think there are so many directions this team could go. Mm-hmm. I just hope that this is a wake-up call in some respects. So, you can't walk into games just thinking you're going to win because you look better on paper.
I also like your little humble brag that you posted on the ISR account about,
Well, it's funny. Like, I was like, I think I said something about the Niners maybe losing to the Bears. I'm going to go back and look and see if I found, if I did that.
Yeah, I saw it because you always post the stuff on our account.
Yeah.
And I saw it, I'm like, this motherfucker's humble bragging. Okay.
I gave you a humble brag last year with the Cowboys losing at some point. I mean, it was not like...
Oh, what the playoffs?
It was...
Or I said, I remember saying that they were going to lose their first playoff game regardless.
Something like that,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. No.
Yep.
I just thought it was funny because you're the one who's doing it.
Right, yes.
So, what you do for me is different. When you
Yeah.
do it for yourself, it's like,
Yes.
okay, you got to let you go on you.
I gotta give everyone the credit. I gotta pretend I'm not the one doing it.
All right, do you want to ask the next question?
Yes, this one's from Sal Chavaway. How about them Cowboys? He asked,
Oh, man.
with a laughing emoji.
So the Cowboys on Sunday night lost to the Buccaneers like I guaranteed, 19-3. Unfortunately, I think it was in the third quarter. Dak injured his hand late in the game in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And he had surgery, likely out 3, possibly 8 weeks.
Well, the initial,
It was 4 to 8.
was it 4 to 8 or 6 to 8?
Okay, I think it was 6.
And then I think Jerry Jones had a press conference today saying that they're not going to put him on the IR because they think that maybe it could be as short as 3 weeks. Which seems pretty optimistic.
That seems pretty short. I don't think that they should even... 3 weeks would be too soon after an injury.
Especially a busted hand they had to have surgery on.
Jerry Jones needs to look himself in the mirror and say, you know what, this is what my team is, and we shouldn't bring him back early.
Yeah, I mean,
why? Like, yeah, I understand you want to try to win a Super Bowl, Jerry Jones, but it ain't gonna happen regardless of this injury happening. It's just not.
Like, where does the sense of urgency make sense? Like, so.
Why isn't the sense of urgency in the off season trying to get players and drafting?
Right.
Why is it got to be the first game of the season after your quarterback goes down?
Right.
I get why, but how do we have a sense of urgency in other aspects besides during the season?
Right. I just wonder, like, okay, so if you think that he's good to come back, stretch him back early, and because the Cowboys are 0-4 or whatever, like, is that really worth it? Because they're already 0-4.
It's already like this.
At that point, the season you kind of feel like it's a loss season at that point.
You know how I get.
Yeah.
To me, the season's already done. Yeah. The Cowboys are last in the NFC East right now. For somehow the Commanders and the Giants won. I mean, the Eagles we both said were going to win the division.
They both had cakewalk wins. Or opponents.
Yeah.
Not wins, but opponents.
So 2 things I'll say about the Cowboys this week that I thought were good. There's only 2.
I was gonna ask if you had any positive takeaways.
I thought Ezekiel Elliott looked okay. I don't think he didn't look like 2016, 2017 Zeke, but he was not getting stuffed at the 1 yard line, at the goal line, or at the
over 5 yards of carry, which is very good in the NFL.
And the only reason why they probably didn't run him more is because the Cowboys were down.
Yeah, they had to throw the ball. I don't know if he had any catches or not, but
I didn't. Yeah. I thought he looked good. I thought he looked fine.
52 yards and 10 carries is good.
Which is a little optimistic, given the fact that he's gonna be running more because Cooper Rush is in.
Yeah.
I also thought the defense looked good.
Yeah, I mean, holding the Bucks to 19 points.
And I think they held him to 4 field goals, and if it wasn't for an amazing one-handed Mike Evans catch,
right?
It might have
actually, I thought Tom Brady looked kind of average.
I thought his deep ball did not look good.
He threw one that looked good, but I think it was incomplete. Like, it had, like, some power on it, is what I mean by that.
I'll also say Julio Jones looks decent.
Yeah, he had a good game.
He looked a little better.
He's gonna be part of the offense for sure now that Chris Godwin's out.
Yeah. Okay, so now negative time. This is all negative time. The bad luck continues for the Cowboys. This is a cursed franchise. Jerry Jones signed his deal with the devil, 1-3, but he ain't getting any until he croaks.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's over. He did something.
Yeah. I think. Okay.
He murdered someone.
I don't know. I think the ownership deserves what's happening to them. Okay. Do you agree?
Keep it coming. I'm with you.
I think we should tank the season, and I think the Cowboys should move off of Dak Prescott.
I think it's time to be done with Dak.
This is his 7th year. We know what he is.
Yeah.
This is what he is. He can get us to the playoffs,
but not much more than that.
But we can't go deep in the playoffs.
He won one playoff game?
He's won. Yeah, he beat the Seahawks and he's lost three others. Niners, Rams,
yeah.
and Packers, the rookie year.
Oh, right, in the second round. Yeah.
The most amazing throw Aaron Rodgers has ever made.
Yeah.
To Richard Rodgers.
Right.
Or I think was his name.
Yeah.
I think they should move up.
He doesn't. I don't.
And I don't know. I don't know the money. It might not make any sense.
Yeah, it's a tough situation given that they give him a big contract.
They should have moved up.
They should not have just. They should just not have paid him. It would have been. It would have been messed up in the media's eyes to not pay him after that injury, the knee injury. But has he done anything to elevate the team? He's been somewhat steady, but he's not that type of quarterback that I think takes you to another level.
I think he, in respect for him, he made the franchise still relevant post Tony Romo.
He kept them alive.
Kept them alive.
He was so much better than you could have expected.
We got the biggest bang for our buck getting him in the fourth round.
Exactly.
Like you could argue that was a bigger bang for the Cowboys buck, or I'll say hour. I watch the games. I own the gear.
Yeah.
I could say hour. Okay.
You're right.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Mark.
fine.
I know your mom doesn't like that, but I'm gonna say hour.
You're fine.
He was a bigger bang for the buck than Ezekiel Elliott has been.
Yeah.
Getting him with the third pick and getting Dak Prescott in the fourth round.
I mean, you could say drafting a running back that high is never a good value.
And it worked short term because they were really good for probably 3 years or 4 years that they had him.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've heard all about how this is a good quarterback draft.
Yeah.
I don't really know anybody besides Bryce Young.
The C.J. Stroud from Ohio State, who's a very similar player to Bryce.
I just think it's time. I think it's time to move up Dak Prescott, and I think if he is around any longer years after this, Cowboys fans should know what to expect.
Yeah.
Mediocrity. Early playoff exits if we even get there.
I just it's different than like the talk we have about basketball players getting older and getting wiser. I think as a quarterback, there's only so much more you can grow once you get to a certain age.
Jerry Jones needs to stop running the team.
Yeah.
You need to get a new coach. Mike McCarthy is a clown.
I agree with that. He should be gone before the season's over.
He's gone. Let Stephen Jones. I'd feel okay having Stephen Jones.
Sean Payton's going to be. I already said this.
You did.
Did I put a bold prediction on it?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, he's going to be the coach next year.
I really hope so.
He's jonesing for it. He's ready.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
That was good.
That was really good.
Jerry, you can still own the team, just don't run it.
I think I asked you this. Do you like the idea of Stephen Jones taking over?
Yes, I do.
Obviously he wouldn't be the GM, but he'd be.
I'd be okay.
Do you think they need a GM though? Don't they?
Well,
Because isn't Jerry technically the GM?
I think he is. I'd be okay. I'd be okay with Stephen Jones being the GM instead of Jerry Jones. But if Sean Payton wants to be the GM, let it happen.
Well, I think they will need to realize if they do want Sean Payton that he's going to have some roster control.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And you know what? Sunday night I was watching the game. Normally I would get really frustrated at what happened, but I think I'm learning as I get older.
Well, you're like I'm not going to have to drink that 211. It's great.
Only that too. But it's just my expectations I think for the Cowboys have been so high.
Yeah.
Like higher than they should be. Like they don't need to be that high because what have they showed me to be that high? They haven't.
Yeah. Which I have a similar feeling about this game with the 49ers just lost.
But you've seen the 49ers go to 5 NFC championships in your lifetime?
Stop, 2.
Or no.
Or
no,
3.
I've gone to the game. They went to 3 straight with Harbaugh. And they've been to 2 with Shanahan.
It has been 5. Fuck.
Okay, so
I guess I am a little more fortunate. Yes.
No, but
I haven't seen them win
you have
nothing big.
We are both in the same boat.
Yes.
The Cowboys have won a Super Bowl more recent than the Niners.
By 1 year, yes.
By 1 year.
Yeah, you're right.
It sounds ridiculous, but it is true. Because the Niners have had way more success recently.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys, it needs to get blown up. It needs to get blown up.
Yeah. It's and I don't have any feelings for the Cowboys, but for you, I feel like it's unfortunate that they've invested in guys that they shouldn't have, and that being Zeke and Dak.
Should have traded Dak and Zeke for the first pick from the Bengals and got Joe Burrow. Hindsight, obviously they would not have done that.
I think even at the time, is that worth it for the Bengals? I know they're proven players too, but also guys that aren't necessarily going to get any better.
But I think you're thinking hindsight because they're proven. So you don't even know at the time what Joe Burrow is. And Joe Burrow got hurt his first year too. So you're thinking
For sure, yeah.
So if let's say you're the Bengals that first year and you see Dak and Zeke balling out or whatever.
Yeah.
And you see Joe Burrow going down with the Cowboys, you're like, oh, we won this.
Right.
We won this trade.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
And I thought they should have tanked for Trevor Lawrence. I know he's been struggling, but he's also in Jacksonville. The Cowboys should have. They had a good chance of tanking for Trevor Lawrence, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I think that was the year that Dak went down with the broken leg.
How early in the season did that happen? It was like week 4 or something?
I think it was still early enough to where the Cowboys could have pulled
won.
off having like 3 wins.
Yeah.
They might have like 1 or 2 up until that point.
It's so hard I know it happens, but it's so hard to like sell the idea of tanking on purpose, you know.
No, I know.
It's just a weird thought for me. I don't think I've ever been a fan of a team that did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Niners were for sure like terrible, but I don't think they were losing on purpose when they got Alex Smith, which was freaking sick.
Yeah, right. But Dak Prescott, I'm not going to throw that much shade on him because when he left the game, there was videos of fans throwing trash at him.
Ooh, that's bad.
Cowboys fans, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, that's bad.
He has done, like I said, he made the franchise still relevant after Tony Romo. This guy comes out every game that he can, plays for you. He says the right things off the field, does the right things off the field. And I know I might be going against what I just said earlier.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't treat him like that.
No, he's
In the NFL, the NFL is a business. Like if this happens, I think Dak Prescott will understand.
Right.
But don't treat the man like he's an animal.
No.
This guy comes here and tries his best.
He's been as good as any Cowboys fan could ask him to be.
Absolutely.
Given what he was made out to be coming into the NFL.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like I said, the Cowboys are currently in last place in the NFC East. Love that. Also, Gage's guarantees started out 1-0.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start out 2-0 because they're playing the Bengals this week.
Oh, because you got another one on deck next week.
Yes. I'm feeling good right now.
I'm not on the clock till week 3.
I'm feeling good right now about 4-0, by the way. Feeling real good about 4-0.
Okay. Who else did you pick again? I know I have it written down somewhere.
I picked the Rams and the Packers.
The Rams, Packers, that's right. Oh, you got another one week 5. Yeah, that's.
All mine are. That Packers game is it week 10 or week 9?
It's week 10. It's their 9th game, but it's week 10.
Gotcha. Okay. So mine coming quick, and then you got week 3, 7, 8, and you got 14. So
That one I'm scared about because things could change, and I don't love what I saw from the Bucs, to be quite honest, this past week.
That was a winnable game for the Cowboys, and I think the Cowboys were the only team this week that didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, I would say like the Bucs defense was great.
They played really well.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the offense wasn't special by any means.
Okay, I'm done talking about the Cowboys. I might not mention them for a while. Well, maybe not. Well, next week I will because of the Gage guarantees.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah. All right, what's next? Let's talk real quick about Monday Night Football, which was yesterday, of course. What the fuck happened in that game? First of all, how did the Seahawks have a chance to win?
Yeah.
For one, but
So the Broncos fumble it twice at the goal line?
they did. That was embarrassing. Both their running backs fumbled at the goal line.
Russell Wilson at the goal line, he has to have nightmares.
Right. The Broncos were atrocious at in goal to go situations. Mm-hmm. They had, of course, those 2 lost fumbles. I think they had another failed 4th and goal attempt, and then settled for a field goal on another situation.
The time management at the end of the game was awful.
That was the biggest. Yeah, I don't know what new head coach Nathaniel Hackett was thinking in multiple situations. It wasn't even that. Me and Danny were talking about when we were at the bar about an earlier situation where he decided to go for it for seemingly no reason when he could have just taken the 3.
Yeah.
And we both were like, you know what? This is going to come back to haunt them later in the game because they're going to be down 4 when they need. And they're going to need to score a touchdown, or they're going to be kicking a field goal to still be down by 1 when they could just take the 3 points and be kicking a field goal to win the game. And that's exactly what happened later in the game.
Nathaniel Hackett, more like Nathaniel Fuck It.
Yeah.
Right?
Nathaniel fuck it up. And
That also kind of reminds me of what the Chiefs did last year in the playoffs against the Bengals. They tried to get cute.
Yep.
Tried to score where they should have went for 3 and it bit him in the ass.
Take your fucking points.
Take the points. Always take points. I know the field goal isn't sexy, but it's also not guaranteed anymore.
Yeah.
Because kickers are missing shit left and right.
Yeah, no shit. I think that, especially this day and age, you should always take your points because teams play this game just trying to get to third and short all the time, just trying to move the chains, and then once you get in the field goal range, they're so willing to settle for field goals all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't just take every point that you can get that's given to you. And obviously, the Chargers coach last year made a fool of himself in that last game against the Raiders. But yeah, so like you said, that last situation where they had 4th and 5, and there was a minute left on the clock, and they let it run all the way down to 20 seconds with all 3 of their timeouts in their hand, and the ball around just inside the 50-yard line. That didn't make any sense. And then they decided we're gonna kick a field goal. It's 64 yards. And he actually McManus had the leg for it. It just drifted.
Yeah.
A lot of questionable decisions by El Jefe in that game.
Another thing I'm going to mention, going back to what I said about Dak Prescott, how in the hell are Seattle Seahawks fans have the nerve to boo Russell Wilson?
Dude, seriously.
This is I'm going to say it's the best player in the history of the franchise, the most important player in the history of the franchise. And I don't want to hear Jerry Rice played for them for a minute.
Oh, shut the
that
fuck
ain't
up.
counting.
Shut the fuck
that
up.
ain't counting it. You know what I mean? This is by far the most important person that this team has ever had
100%.
in the history of the franchise. Sean Alexander won MVP. He was great. Went to the Super Bowl. All that. Russell Wilson, is and was better.
Yeah. And individual players on defense don't win you games. Because a lot of credit was given to Seattle's defense when they won that Super Bowl. But I'm not going to say that Richard Sherman or Cam Chancellor or Earl Thomas were more important to the Seahawks winning.
And those guys were bad boys.
Those guys as a group were amazing.
Oh, God.
But that doesn't equate to what Russell Wilson did on the other side of the football. So yes, I agree with you. That was ridiculous. That was kind of embarrassing. Seahawks fans.
It's super. I texted Jeremy because he has a cousin who has season tickets to Seahawks games. And I asked him, I was like, "Did your cousin go to that game?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I think so." And I was like, "Did he boo Russell Wilson? Because what the hell's up with that? I don't get it."
That was a joke. That was a total joke. Oh, my bad. We want to leave. He wants to leave a franchise that's shitting the bed.
Didn't he get traded?
He got traded, but he did sort of ask to be traded.
Okay.
Although he did play a full season after being supposedly asked to be traded.
Yeah.
With the team, so.
And this guy was like he's probably one of my favorite players in the NFL who's a non-Cowboy.
Yeah.
I love Russell Wilson.
I mean, I think some of his shtick is a little fake.
He's a nerd.
Yeah. Totally.
He's a nerd, but
think,
whatever.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. No,
He's a great player.
He kills in the 49ers, so I got to tip my cap to him.
Was that one of your guarantees?
That's the first one, week 3.
Week 3.
It's not too far away.
You scared? Scared?
I'm not scared. I just know what's going to happen. And I got to think the Broncos are going to come out of this feeling pretty hungry to win some ball games.
Yeah. So Seattle fans, I'm giving you
big
2 thumbs down.
Yeah.
Big time. That was embarrassing.
And Danny can attest to this. The 2 guys that were Seahawks fans that were sitting at the bar a few seats down from us were terrible yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of the shit they were saying I knew was sarcastic, where they're like calling Geno Smith MVP, and just some of the shit coming out of their mouth was awful.
Russell Wilson's going to have a statue in front of that stadium.
Fucking better.
And his number retired.
You better.
Easily.
Yeah, no one should be wearing number 3. That's for damn sure.
Nobody will.
Also, those uniforms they wore yesterday
Bad.
need to go to jail.
Bad. You want to put it in jail?
I'm not going to make it official, but
Okay.
I'm just...
I mentioned that yesterday. Those are so bad.
Those are and I made the joke too with Dan, like saying, he didn't really upgrade in uniform because those bright orange ones they wear, but those are fucking awful.
Really bad.
Yeah. And I don't even really, I don't mind the color navy. I like the color navy. I'm rocking it right now, of course.
There you go.
But even the regular uniforms are not very good. They look kind of college.
I even said it last night, and I said, they need to change their uniforms.
Like the font of it and like some of the shit that's on the shoulders
it's
is
just weird.
something. Yeah, it looks like I don't even know how to explain it. Like overly futuristic.
Yeah, it's almost like John Elway wants to keep them because he wore these uniforms
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? When he won.
He's trying to get one with the oranges.
No, they've never won the orange.
Exactly. He's trying to get one.
No, he's not. If the Broncos go to the Super Bowl, I guarantee they're not going to
They have to wear white or blue. Yeah, you're right. Or is it blue or purple?
What they wear?
Yeah, the navy, like the dark.
Blue.
Is it? Yeah.
That's not purple.
It's sometimes it looks kind of purple.
It's not purple. No. I don't think so. So bad on you, Seattle Seahawks fans.
Mm-hmm.
Bad on you. I think this is a good time to mention that I am now adopting the Broncos for the rest of the season.
Get the fuck out of here.
Just like I adopted the Seattle Mariners, I think I'm going to adopt the Denver Broncos. Let's ride.
I'm not giving you any credit for anything they do. You got any other stuff from week 1?
Yeah, I actually do.
Giddy up.
Wait, hold on.
Get on your bikes and ride.
Get on your bikes.
Get on your Broncos and ride.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Shut up. No, stop.
What did I say earlier? What do Cowboys ride?
Broncos, or horses.
And is there Broncos horses?
Mm.
Thank you. Love that. So the Texans and the Colts tied this week. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. Embarrassing for the Colts.
So the AFC South as a whole did not win a game.
Oh, no. Nice.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny.
That is kind of funny.
Did you have anything before we have this little fun segment I have for you?
Well, a couple of overreactions that I have are that the Chiefs are the best team in football after what I saw.
They dropped the 44
on a Cardinals team that I think is pretty good.
You had them going
I
deep.
had them in the playoffs.
You had them going deep.
I got them going deep. I don't love that. I didn't love it at the time, but I did it nonetheless. So
Yeah.
it's there. But yes, a Cardinals team that I think is pretty good, and they put a 44 spot on them. Also, are the Patriots the worst team in football? What the hell was that? Their offense is shit.
I didn't see any of that game. I saw the score.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Did you see the picture of the guy who went to that game and put the coals under his car?
Oh,
the
yeah.
hot coals under his car.
Fucking more.
And took out like 6 others.
Yeah, just oh my goodness.
That guy's gonna get.
I actually didn't know that that's what he did. I just figured that there was some barbecue fire.
Yeah. Why would you put hot coals under a car that has gasoline in it?
Lack of a brain. I don't know. I don't know where else that goes.
I think overreaction for me, and I'm gonna go on your side. I think Trey Lance is gonna be fine.
I want to think he is too.
I think this loss to the Niners, people are overreacting to.
I want to think he's going to be fine too.
That's probably the only one I really have.
Yeah.
I don't have an overreaction. You could say the Rams ain't gonna be shit. They look bad.
Yeah, I'm not. It's especially. I feel like now that we got a 17 game schedule, some teams kind of take this first week as like another preseason game.
Yeah.
And part of that may be just that teams don't want to play any of their guys in preseason, so you can't make too many judgments off this first game of the year. Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. So I saw a tweet from NFL on Fox, a pretty credible source,
Okay.
and they had a list of every team's beer prices at the stadium. And you know us on this show, we like to drink beer.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was perfect.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to mention to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna guess the Niners' price of a beer at a game.
Okay.
You're gonna guess the Cowboys' price at a game, and then I'm gonna tell you how much last place is. Or do you want to
between those two, or just overall?
You're gonna guess the Niners' price.
Okay.
Guess the Cowboys' price. And you're gonna guess how much the cheapest beer at an NFL stadium.
Okay, gotcha. And overall.
Overall.
After that, gotcha. Okay, so Niners beer price, and you're basing this off their cheapest beer,
I'm basing this off of what NFL on Fox said.
or just the numbers that they gave?
Yeah,
Okay.
numbers that they gave me.
I'm gonna say $14 for the Niners, and I'll go 12 for the Cowboys.
The Niners is $11.50 for a beer.
Oh, okay.
It's probably for their cheapest beer.
Right.
The Cowboys is $9.50 for a beer.
That's actually not terrible.
The Niners are in second place with the second most expensive beer, $11.50.
Makes sense being in California.
The Cowboys are tied for sixth with $9.50.
Really?
$9.50.
God, we gotta go. We gotta live somewhere else.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Do you want to take a guess who's in first? And
The most expensive?
And they are in sole possession of first, according to NFL on Fox.
Is it by? Oh, I guess that would give it away. Okay, who's in first? I'm gonna go with SoFi Stadium Rams. No.
It's the Commanders.
Really?
They're charging $14
For the cheapest beer? Wow. What?
And so in last place,
That just doesn't seem to matter. I mean, I don't know.
So there's 3 teams in last place. The Jets, Falcons, and Lions. Guess how much they're charging for a beer? But their cheapest beer, I would assume.
I guess my best guess would be $6.
5.
5.
That is dirt
Let's
cheap.
go to a Jets game, son.
This surprised me because
Wait, you said Jets, Falcons, and who?
the Lions.
Lions.
The Falcons, don't they play in a brand new stadium? Or damn near.
They want to make that a little bit
Right?
of money.
They could.
Yeah.
So bravo to the Jets, Falcons, and Lions.
That's funny.
Hey, we're trying to go.
Yeah. Let's go to a Jets
Well,
game.
also
dude.
the Jets playing in New York.
Oh, God.
How are the beer prices not expensive in New York?
Right, you would think.
That
And you know what's funny? That they're not the same as the Giants prices.
The Giants prices. Giants are. There's $11 a beer.
What?
$11 a beer. Yeah.
That's fucking funny. That's the most funny part about
They're
this.
tied
whole
in
thing.
third with seven teams charge $11 a beer.
Jeez, that's hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
I swear I paid way more than $11.50 for my Bud Lights at the Niners game last year.
That's why I had to say NFL and Fox said
Yeah.
this. Also, the Bengals are charging $5.27. That's a weird number. That's what it says. Look at that. $5.27.
Who's number 27 on the Bengals?
I know it's weird.
That is a weird number. I wonder if somehow the tax works out to be like $5.50 or something.
Also, the Raiders are charging $9 for that brand new stadium in Vegas. That makes no sense.
Honestly, I was shocked. I thought these numbers would be way high.
Oh, yeah.
If you go to baseball numbers, they've got to be way high. I mean, the Giants games are ridiculous.
It's like
I think the Coors Lights are at least
12.
Yeah, I'm thinking at least 12. I feel like I paid for like a 16-ounce Coors Light, and it was like 14 or 15 bucks.
So yeah, I thought you had fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I completely botched explaining that at the beginning, but we made it through.
You got it eventually.
Yes, thank you.
That's all that matters. All right, so other football questions, and like I said, we're going to explain what we're sort of looking for, I guess, when we do this.
Yeah.
And we're going to try it again next week. But I guess we're kind of looking for questions that are related to what you saw in that week of football.
Yes.
You get where I'm going?
Mhm.
Yeah. Which I'm fine with what we got here.
Mhm.
I didn't explain anything at all. It was sort of a last minute thought, and we threw it out there. But yes, so next week when I post this, if you're a listener, just anything you want us to talk about that you saw or gathered from the previous week of football.
Yeah.
Because I'll post it on that Monday.
I like this. I think it's a good idea.
Just to kind of drive conversation a little bit.
Exactly.
I don't expect to be a full
No.
12 question Q&A like we've got in the past.
Nor do we really want that.
Not really, no.
Right? I don't think I've.
I guess try to be as specific as possible when you send these. But we'll start anyways. First one from Jay Faring. He asked, "What teams do you guys see making the playoffs this year that weren't there last year?" And I actually did my research on what I did versus teams that didn't make it last year. I don't know if you have anything off the top of your head. Based on my predictions that we
Yeah.
did last week, I have the Saints, Vikings, Chargers, Broncos, Colts, Ravens, and Dolphins all make the playoffs, and they did not last year.
Yeah, I remember having the Colts, the Ravens, the Vikings. Off the top of my head, I'm not going to say for 5 minutes.
You're right.
That's pretty much what I can remember right now.
Yeah.
I felt really good about the Colts. I remember that.
Yeah, which I don't feel as great as no, but like we said,
Week one.
Yeah, it was week one. Can't overreact too much.
And Jason's a Niner guy.
He is. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. I think he likes all the same teams I do. Although I don't know how much of a baseball fan he is. so I can't say that.
Our next question is from Stephen Emmerich. He asks, will Jackson Mahomes lead the league in receiving? Receiving what? These hands?
I could get really dirty if I wanted to.
I thought the same thing. I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no, too. I mean, you never know, but... also, Steven, what's your fetish with Jackson Mahomes?
Yeah, this is not the first time he's asked.
I know
a
you're a
question
Chiefs fan.
about Jackson Mahomes.
No, you're a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets a little juiced up with some whatever he's on and asks about Jackson Mahomes.
He's probably just drunk, being like, "I'm gonna ask these guys a Jackson Mahomes question."
Did you catch that?
No, I didn't want to
hear a jingle.
Hear a jingle. I don't think the fans want to either.
It's part of the set.
Yeah, I guess so.
Next question is from Sal again. Who do you think will lead the league in receiving yards? Obviously not Jackson Mahomes, but take your guess from me.
Jamar Chase.
I'm going with Justin Jefferson, baby, after that week one.
You would.
I picked him for that reason, and he had a huge week one with the highest total at 184.
So you're trusting old Kurt coupons, huh?
Coupons, man, dude. I like what I saw week one. I like what I saw.
You did the old man, dude, right there.
Fucking dude, man.
Man, dude. Let me tell you.
Can't fuck with dude, man. So yes, Justin Jefferson for sure.
Our next question is from Margan Fo. She asks, why do people like football so much, or so much more than baseball? Might the new baseball rules help the situation? My answer is quick, no.
I don't think it's going to change. I mean, if you like football and don't like baseball, I don't think the rules are going to change your mind about baseball.
I think the only thing that could help baseball becoming more liked than football is if football doesn't exist anymore.
I think that's fair. I mean, and as much as I love baseball, I'm with you. I don't see it surpassing football anytime soon. It's obviously, it's trending in the wrong direction overall, and football is trending in the right direction. So
I feel like football is the stonks on football are always up.
They're up.
They are as up
as it goes.
As it goes. They're hitting the top. They're as they say, to the moon.
Yeah, the line is almost vertical. All right, so that's it for our questions.
Yes.
We're gonna do our picks review from week one. We both went 1 and 2.
Didn't go over.
Didn't go over. Love that.
I like that one more.
Sorry. Maybe I need to use that hand. That's the problem.
We need to stop. That was 4 bad slaps in a row.
Want to try again?
Yeah. There we go. Hey.
That was easy.
There we go.
That was easy.
So Gage, you nailed your Tampa Bay pick.
I told you it was guaranteed.
Guaranteed. You even give him the 2.5.
Yep.
I got you on Green Bay and Minnesota.
You got me.
Fucking knew that was gonna happen.
You got me. They got smoked.
I just I didn't like the old Aaron Rodgers with a bunch of new guys.
Yeah. Okay.
It didn't work out, and I was right. And then you did obviously take the L on Buffalo or the Rams.
Bad.
Yeah, it was bad. So my only win was that Minnesota Green Bay game. I lost on Carolina by a few points because they did lose on the last second.
What happened to your boy Baker?
I don't know.
Just he lost.
Yeah, I mean he played fine. I feel like, but yeah, just wasn't great. And then the Patriots are a lot worse than I thought they were going to be. They took the L to Miami.
It's all right.
So both 1 and 2. I do like going 1 and 2 much more than 0 and 2. See,
or 1 and 3, or
no, just the thought of like because if we only have to pick 2 games, our chances of going 0 and 2 are.
Oh, okay,
great.
gotcha.
Yeah. We can still lose 2 games and not go over. Is where I'm going here.
That's why we're doing 3 now.
Yes.
I love that.
Just playing the odds. Playing the odds.
So what are your week 2 picks?
All right. So I really didn't like much of the lines, and we talked about this before the show this week.
I think we should explain this right now, of like what we were talking about earlier.
So my thought was that maybe we should do this off air and do maybe some Instagram thing later in the week where we make our picks.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the fans can let us know what they think about this.
Yes, no,
And
please.
Instead of doing it on air, because the lines that are set on Tuesday are so much different than they are, come game time.
But I could argue it could be favorable.
You can certainly find lines that you like early in the week. There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
And maybe we could play it however we want to play it. You can take it whatever you're handed it. But I was thinking maybe the lines will be more realistic later in the week, and because they obviously move based on how people are betting.
Which I think you are right about that, absolutely. But I think people listening to us want to hear what we have to say right here,
And I'm
now,
totally-
on Tuesday
yeah.
when we do this.
I'm totally with you on that idea as well. So, yeah, maybe we'll just ride this out for a little bit, and then.
And I think it's more entertaining because if it sounds bad, or if we pick something and
Right.
it ends up being really bad, they're like, oh, these guys are idiots.
Yeah.
So.
And like for example, like we had Minnesota getting 1.5 points against Green Bay last week, and by game time they were giving 2 points to Green Bay.
Okay.
So, but I think part of that could have been the injury to Alan Lazard that was reported later in the week.
Yeah.
But that's always a factor. So yes, I will go first. First, I'm taking Arizona +6 on the road at the Raiders. I don't know how the hell they're getting 6 points. I think there should be more like 3 at most.
Yeah.
I think Arizona on paper is equally as good as Las Vegas,
Yeah.
if not better. So 6 points seems like a lot. Taking the Cardinals. Also taking the Steelers at home, getting 1.5 from New England. Obviously, I'm down on New England after what they did to me last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm riding that wave. Let's go Steelers.
Yeah.
Never said that in my life.
Go Lurs.
And then my last pick is going to be Baltimore, which I didn't love this one, but it felt like the best pick left. I'm taking Baltimore -3.5 at home
Yeah.
versus Miami. I don't really have any reasons why I like it. It looked less bad than the other picks that were available.
Well, good news, we don't have any of the same picks.
Okay, there we go.
Any of the same games, mind you.
There we go.
I'm picking the Bengals -7.5 over the Cowboys, given the Cowboys news recently.
Okay. Yeah.
Cooper Rush being the starting quarterback.
And you said it was 7.5.
-7.5 for the Bengals. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cooper Rush. His last name is Rush because he's gonna be running around a lot. Okay, thank you.
Very nice.
I'm picking the Commanders +2 over the Lions.
Okay. I don't dislike that one.
They play pretty good.
I thought about that one, but I'm not sure if like them playing against Jacksonville was like maybe making them look better than they actually are. But yeah.
And I'm picking another Thursday game. I'm picking the Chargers to upset the Chiefs. Or
Ooh,
the
I like
Chiefs
it.
have to cover.
See, I was looking at that game as like if I was gonna pick any one of those, it would probably be the Chargers because that number seems too spot on. But
And also, can we give a shout out to Thursday Night Football for having a
back-to-back big
a
games.
nice marquee game? Well, I'm talking about Thursday Night Football as like I'm not counting the one that was on ESPN. I'm talking about Thursday Night Football, like Amazon Thursday Night Football.
Oh right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm picking the Chargers.
I like it. I
Picking
love
the
it.
Chargers.
Once more of it.
I think it's at Kansas City, so it'll be a hard game.
It will be a tough one.
The Chargers handled Las Vegas. They handled them.
Well, they won by 5. I think the Raiders. Did they score a garbage time touchdown?
They might have.
Yeah.
I feel like the Chargers were up big.
They controlled the game. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
So those are my picks.
Picks are in.
The pick is in.
What time is it, man?
It's time for
That was easy.
last call.
What do you got?
Oh, I'm going first?
Unless you want me to.
No, I'll go first.
All
Did you see Le'Veon Bell knocked out Adrian Peterson
I did see
in a
this.
boxing exhibition match?
They had
this
about
weekend?
14 people in the crowd.
Yeah.
That was the most embarrassing
It's-
part about it.
Pitiful.
Yeah. He did get rocked.
He got
AP.
AP's eyes kind of went in the back of his head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, Nate Diaz beat Tony Ferguson by submission in what is supposed to be Nate Diaz's quote-unquote last fight.
Well, that's the last fight he's doing on his current UFC contract. So.
Yeah.
But apparently Conor McGregor wants to fight him again for the trilogy.
That'd be good.
That'd be sick. But both of those guys have to, I guess, reinstate themselves into UFC.
So, we'll see.
We shall see.
And I'll give a shout out to Garrett. He doesn't listen. But I was talking mad shit. I was like, oh, Nate Diaz, another L. Come on. And he handled him.
And he had to take on a guy that came on short notice, which is obviously a disadvantage to that guy, but also he trained to fight a totally different fight.
Mhm.
So, 2 disadvantages going either way.
Could not mention the UFC. It's been a while. We're not good with UFC.
Yeah.
We're also not UFC guys.
I mean, I work Saturday nights pay-per-view. It doesn't make it easy for me. we never have the fights on at work.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I mean, I do enjoy UFC.
Yeah, I know.
I got Bubba Wallace getting the W at Kansas Speedway on
I
Sunday.
saw this.
Good for him. His
Or-
first real W, I would say,
Oh,
because the first one was rain short.
yeah, that's right.
So congrats to him. Playoff drivers are now over 2. What do you know? Pretty awesome. So this has made it very uninteresting in our group. Although you did take over first place in the standings after Garrett led damn near the whole season.
I'm gonna keep it quiet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it quiet.
Yeah. I thought you were telling everyone to shush. But you're telling
No.
yourself to shush.
Well, I'm telling people, hey,
Let's not worry too much
Hey.
about it right now.
We're
Eight races left.
we're still here.
Yeah. We're still here. I don't know if Garrett's puckering up yet or not, but
Garrett's.
Chase Elliott has not run well in the playoffs. So he's got some work.
Shout out to Chris Bell putting my team on his back.
2 top 5 so far. He's actually first in the standings right now, in the real standings.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's Kyle Larson in there?
He's in the advanced part of the
Okay.
bracket, but like 7th or 8th.
I gotta give you the credit though because you told me to draft Chris Bell because
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he was a candidate to have a breakout season. He's been a lot better than I thought it would be.
and so how many races left?
We got 8 more. This is the upcoming race is at Bristol, last race of this round, so there will be 4 drivers cut out of the playoffs.
Yes.
Going forward after this.
So it's me
next
and
week.
Garrett, but there's others that are kind of close.
Yeah, I can give you a little rundown here. Ashley made a big jump. She's up to 48 points. You're at 60, leading Garrett 59.
Yeah.
Ashley's at 48. Dylan's at 46, so he's still right there as well. Although he does only have Tyler Reddick left in the playoffs. And then that's pretty much. I mean, I'm at 39, so kind of distant.
So it's technically not really a 2-man race. Like it's still possible.
I would say it's a four-man race
Okay.
at this point. Yeah. Because I mean, if any of their drivers get a W, they're right back in it.
Yeah. I'm thinking next year we might put some cash down on this. So people really start.
Look
caring.
at you! Look at you! I love it.
Yet to still pay the fantasy football.
Well,
stuff,
because
though.
you always finish in the playoffs. So.
I don't know about this year though. I'm not feeling good. But hey, next year we can do cash.
Hey,
I think we can think about
let's
it.
do it.
Maybe we can do like something like $20.
Yeah, I'm down for
So
that.
like
Just
maybe even 10. We'll start with 10.
make a little pot.
A little pop.
Just a little something.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this gambling, man. Love it. I got one more thing. Do you have anything?
I have nothing else.
Actually, I have a few things.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
You are gonna end this show because I have nothing else.
Okay. Next up, I got PSG. They beat Brest 1-0 on Saturday. Still unbeaten in League One.
He's wearing it.
Rocking the shirt today. Only second time wearing it, I think so.
Hey, it's all right.
Had to give it a little break in.
It's a nice.
It's actually a really comfy shirt. It's
it
not.
feels nice.
It's not like the tri-blends that I do love that are super soft. It's somewhere in between. It's clean. Got
It's
the
clean.
full logo.
I would wear that shirt.
Yeah.
It's not too much.
So yes, they got the W. They play Game 2 of Champions League group play tomorrow at noon against, I'm gonna fuck this up again, Maccabi Haifa from the Middle East.
Can you spell that?
Yeah.
Without looking at it.
No.
No, you
Yeah, because I've memorized it. I've typed it enough times. So yeah, we're going for another 3 points in Champions League. Love to see that. We're in good position right now. Nothing more to report. I got a funny little nugget of information for you.
Tell me.
So Alabama won with their first national championship under Nick Saban in 2010, right?
Okay.
They beat Texas 37-21.
That was the game that Colt McCoy went down early.
Correct. Would you believe me if I told you that they only had 58 yards passing in that game?
Who was their running back?
I believe it was Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson. Both were studs at that point. I think that might have been the year that Mark Ingram won the Heisman.
Then yes, I would believe you.
I don't.
Well,
I went down a rabbit hole to find this information.
What-
It was not intentional.
What
at all.
made you want to bring this up, or how did you?
Just because I was blown away by the fact that they had 58 yards passing.
But what made you want to even like? How did you figure this out recently?
I went down a rabbit hole, and I can't remember exactly how it started. I think I maybe saw like a highlight from that game because it might have been like maybe saw an interview with Nick Saban and they showed a highlight.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of curious about that game. And I was also kind of curious who was on the team. And Julio Jones was one of the receivers on the team. They had 6 completed passes in this game. 2 of them to wide receivers. And Julio Jones caught one of those passes.
That's pretty remarkable.
That's fucking crazy. And Greg McElroy, I believe, was the quarterback who you see on ESPN as an analyst. But I thought that was hilarious that they scored 37 points while only having 58 yards passing. And 6 completed passes in the whole game.
That goes to show that Colt McCoy injury was huge.
Right. Yeah. And college football has changed so much in the last 12 years.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at Alabama how they are now. They're like an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah. 58 yards passing.
Yeah.
That's pretty. What were the rushing yards?
They had
Over 200.
It was over 2, I think, but they didn't actually put up that many yards as a total offense. It was I want to say less than 300 total offense.
So that tells me that their defense was great.
I want to say the defense might have scored a touchdown, or at least set them up for a short score. But yeah, funny stuff.
Wow.
Also, last but not least, I met your aunt the other day.
Jenny?
Yeah. How'd you know?
It's the only aunt I got.
Is she really the
She's-
only sister of your mom or dad?
She's not even. No, she is technically by blood.
Not a blood aunt.
Not blood aunt. I don't mean that in a bad way. But
Right, no, but she's by marriage.
That's my Aunt Janet.
She's aunt by marriage.
She's married to my great uncle Brett. So she's married to my grandpa's brother.
Oh, okay.
Was he there with her or no?
I did not meet anyone.
He's like 6'7". You would have saw him.
Okay, so no. Yeah, she was with a group of other people. We were kind of busy, but she actually stopped me. She's like, are you Emerson? I was like, yeah. I was like, I know you from the podcast.
Yeah.
She literally said that.
Yeah.
She didn't. Because I mean, I don't know how often you see her, but
I don't see her often.
yeah, she's like
She's great, but I just don't.
Yeah, she's like I think maybe she follows us on Instagram or
She
something.
does.
Yeah. And
She's commented on some of the stuff that we post.
oh, okay, yeah. She's like, I recognize you from the podcast. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. That she's your aunt saying that she recognizes me
Yeah.
from the podcast and
That's
not
cool.
from knowing her outside.
Love Aunt Jenny. She's great.
Yeah, she was very nice.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been able to talk to her more, but we
No.
were kind of busy at the time.
That's
But,
cool. That's cool that she
It was hilarious.
picked you out and said something
Yeah.
to you.
I like that she did recognize you because I mean, maybe she would know that I work there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, honestly, she could listen. She probably doesn't listen, but she might know through what we say that you work at the Marriott.
I don't say that often though. That's the thing though. So I mean, I feel like she would have to listen often or get lucky and hear an episode.
She sees the video, so she might
For
just
sure.
see your face and recognize
That's
you.
that's what I gathered from it all. But yeah,
Wow.
that was cool.
That's awesome, Jenny.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. Great to meet you.
Love that. Miss you. Hope you're doing well.
All right, man.
Yeah,
You're done. I'm done.
I'm done.
We're done.
We're done.
That was easy.
Thank you all for watching, listening. Another long one in the books.
Click, subscribe, follow, tell your friends.
Go Giants.
Go Giants.
And we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.